Welcome back to our continuing coverage of election 2020 across the state of Georgia. I'm Frank Malloy.
And I'm Lori Johnson. Lots of numbers coming into the newsroom. We want to get straight to the results that we have so far. We're starting off with the U.S. House of Representatives, actually starting off with the Bibb County Sheriff's race. Incumbent David Davis with 63% of the vote so far against challenger JT Ricketson. Followed by the 2nd Congressional District. This is Don Cole versus Sanford Bishop. Now, Bishop, of course, the incumbent here, served 14 terms so far. We're still early in the polling process, but as you see right now, he is trailing Don Cole, 57% to 43%. In the 8th Congressional District, Austin Scott, who is the incumbent with a really strong lead right now over Lindsay Holliday, really no surprise here. And then we're continuing on to our next 10th Congressional District. This is Jody Heiss, and another very commanding lead by the incumbent, the Republican incumbent, 72% of the vote so far over Tabitha Johnson Green. And I believe we have one more congressional race. This is for the 12th District. Rick Allen, another incumbent here, Republican, and 69% of the vote to Liz Johnson's 31%. So some really strong leads here for the Republicans in Congress so far.
All right, as far as the presidential race goes in Georgia right now, President Trump has been slowly widening his lead right now. Latest numbers, as I look over here at the big board, you see the president at 56% right now, Joe Biden with 43%. So the president with a pretty healthy lead. That's with 14% of the precincts reporting, so still a lot of votes left to be counted. Let's check in now with one of our political experts, Charles Richardson, formerly with the Telegraph editorial page editor. Charles, numbers are coming in still early, but what are you seeing right now? Anything you can point out in particular that's jumping out at you?
Well, Frank, I've been through 9 presidential rodeos in Georgia, and at 9 o'clock, it's just too early to tell. Fulton County, for one, is notoriously slow at getting returns. And you've got Cobb and you've got Gwinnett that have already been well over 60% of their early voting totals. So I wouldn't bank on anything right now because it's just too early.
Why do you think people seem to be a little more energized about this year's election?
Well, part of it, I think it was a shock of 2016. When Donald Trump won, I think a lot of people were amazed, somewhat disappointed. But I think this year people are saying that there's a lot of things that have gone on that they would like to see done differently. Now, whether that's on the Republican side or the Democratic side, it is still very easy to vote in Georgia if you just go out and vote. And it seems as though people are listening to that.
Why now, do you think? Is it because of the fact that the high-profile race that finally got people out of their chairs, or maybe the fact that it's easier now to vote?
Well, I think part of it is, when stuff hits the fan, it just hits the fan. Everybody has been impacted by this pandemic. There are people out there that are without jobs. There are people out there without help, health care. All of it sort of hits a perfect storm. So it energizes people that they can at least do something.
Interesting. Charles Richardson, thanks very much. We'll continue to chat with you throughout the evening. You're watching coverage of election 2020. Continue to follow us online and on air right here on 13 WMAZ.